Perfect. Okay.
All right.
First off, I just want to say my name's here is Sharon Farrar. I'm not Sharon Farrar. Nobody realized that. I'm Gabrielle Carballo. All right.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited. And I'm even more excited because we're back by popular demand. So I'm feeling pretty excited and elated about tonight. So we wanted to kind of shift gears a little bit tonight, and we figured let's take over. Like, we literally took over what we call them, like our adults, our parents in this business. We took over their Zoom number. We said, give us your Zoom number, let us take over. So we're taking over the conversation, and it's going to be Denzel, myself, and Gabby talking tonight. So we're going to briefly start by just touching super lightly, very briefly, on the products of our business. And of course, any questions you have in addition, specifically about the products, you can always go back to the person that invited you. So I'm going to pass it over to Gabby and let her talk about the capsules first.
Awesome. So first off, I do want to just say as an introduction, we love this company and its mission, and we're so excited to share with you more. So really the mission is to inspire healthy living by helping people get more fruits and vegetables flooded in their bodies. And it really starts with whole food, concentrated fruits and vegetables, dried into powders and put into vegan capsules, made with non-GMO ingredients, gluten-free. I love the fact, yes, she's got the bottles. I love the fact that I'm getting the nutrition from 30 different fruits and vegetables every single day without question. And those are in an easier, convenient way in the capsules. The Omega Blend is another one I just want to touch briefly on, is that it's plant-based, full spectrum omegas in vegan capsules as well. And you're getting that much more nutrition every single day in your body. So I love the fact of the capsules. Denzel, do you want to go ahead and touch on this?
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the shakes. So we carry the complete shakes. They're the chocolate and the vanilla. In my opinion, the vanilla will have you knocking on your neighbor's door and trying to, make them try it. I'm dead serious. Like, it's such a good base from all the things that I do with my meal plans. Like, I like to blend it up with coconut, just as a base for like a fruit smoothie type of a deal, or a fruit smoothie bowl type of a thing. And I found that it's replaced a lot of the just bulky, just the food, the solid food that I eat. It's I feel what they say that the research does. It's the best shake that I've ever had in my, entire life. Like, me being an athlete, having all those doggone chalky protein shakes that don't even blend up. No, the complete shake is like top notch, in my opinion.
I will second that. I love the shakes, and I'll roll right into the Tower Garden. So it's an aeroponic system. It's self-sustaining. It uses 98% less water, grows 3 times faster, and I love it. I have 3. I'm obsessed. So it's so nice to be able to grow my own food fresh and then be able to get it in whole food in capsule as well. So rolling into the main portion of our event tonight is all about the business. So more particularly, why millennials should really tap into this business specifically, and why our industry is just really booming. So I want to start by making kind of a more personal connection, getting a little vulnerable with you guys, and telling you my story with this, my financial story with this. So throughout my 20s, I was not focused on college. I was not focused on a degree. I was focused on getting healthy from surviving an eating disorder. So I invested in therapy. I didn't invest in college, things like that. So I just was waiting tables. I've always taught yoga, and I did learn early on, as I've always been a hard worker. I learned in my 20s about multiple streams of income and how smart it can be. So about 2.5 years ago, I came across Juice Plus. One of my dear friends presented it to me. I saw the research, and it made sense right away. I mean, the research, the business, everything made complete sense. So I just jumped right in. And what it did in my body, I was like, I need this in my mother's body, in my father's body, in my family, my friends, all of that. So I started sharing it. And again, just a little side stream of income. And I was waiting tables at the time, teaching yoga and starting to grow my little business on the side, just, enjoying it. And then fast forward, 2020 came and literally slapped me across the face, to put it very nicely. January, right before the pandemic hit, my roommate just bailed, so my rent doubled. And then 2 of my 3 jobs gone because of what was going on in our world. So all of a sudden, my serving job gone, which was my main stream of income. All of a sudden, teaching yoga gone, my second stream of income. My smallest stream of income at the time was Juice Plus, and it was a decent amount. It was, building beautifully and solidly. But all of a sudden, I found myself in a situation where it was my only stream of income I could tap into, and I was so grateful because within that month, I was able to tap into it and grow my paycheck, pay all my bills. And along the way, I had a community and a company that said, hey, guess what? We're not going to let you fall. We're going to teach you how to grow your income, and we're here to help. And they followed through with that. And I haven't looked back since. I literally have not looked back since. I could not imagine if I was still waiting tables. And that brings me right into Gabby. Weren't you waiting tables? I mean, as up until recently, right?
Yeah. So I kind of have a similar beginning story like you. I went to college, kind of got into the idea of being lost and didn't know where I wanted to go with it. So I decided to step away. That's when I was really into the waiting tables. I did that for a while. It was very good money. I just got caught up in doing that. So I lost my way a little bit. I couldn't have been introduced to this business at a more perfect time. I wanted to take control of my health, yes, but it was the side gig that I would work hard at to eventually have it take me out of that restaurant business, because I knew I didn't want to do that. I knew I was worth more than that. And I knew it was placed in my life for a reason. So I was happy to be learning and finally setting a passion for myself. Well, come 5 months after that, I had zero idea that I would have had to move to Michigan. My fiance got a really good job opportunity. It was really hard to turn down. So we had to sit there and make that decision to move all the way over here. And now I'm in a completely different state. And I think that if I didn't have Juice Plus, it would have been a lot harder of a decision for me to up and leave my job and come to a completely different state, So we made a decision, and I had Juice Plus in my hands. I was making a little extra income that provided me enough to be like, yes, let's do this. I'll be in a different state. And through that, it actually has helped me meet people here. I've only been here for a month or 2, and I have so many friends already up here. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm meeting new people. I'm playing pickleball, and that's me working. It's actually just been a really big blessing in the transition moving up to Michigan like that. And I think I'm ready to just dive in. And I'm, like you said, this community is just here to help. And they've been helping me a lot with just learning and trying to grow myself personally,
Yeah, I
Gabby,
came
I
up.
want to ask you real quick. What did it mean for you to realize that you were able to not just have this business, but you were able to take it with you? And
I
you know
love
now
that
that you can
idea.
take it anywhere.
Right. You can take it anywhere. And I love that. I mean, I still have the people that I introduced to in Florida, but now I'm here and I'm able to share this mission with people in a completely different state. And I love that. And I can't wait to see what else I have in store. If we want to move somewhere else, I can do that. I can share amongst anyone everywhere. I love that idea. Denzel, I wanted to ask you, what in your life has this done for you? Like, what are you seeing this business can provide for you?
So I do a lot of creating. Let me just say that very vaguely, but specifically, I do mainly architectural works in the residential field, and this is allowing me to stack value onto the value that I already have, because my main mission in life is just to provide people with sustainable solutions that passively, propagate positive environments in their homes. And I found that through my own path, I came to Juice Plus because I thought I was about to go to the NFL. Yeah, or I was going to the NFL. I'm sorry. 6'3", 200, 4'3", 40, legit laser time. But you can't do that on a torn Achilles. I came to a plant-based nutrition because I knew that was for me. And Juice Plus has changed my life just monetarily that I did not expect. I was trying to heal my body. But when I started hearing the stories, I was like, wait, so you're telling me that I can't get everything I need to from the grocery store? You're telling me that I can't get everything I need to from, like food line? That's not good enough? It's like, no, like food comes from so far away. There's so much going on right now in the world, just for pollution and all of that. And I say all that to say, like, Juice Plus has allowed me to see the world how I want to see it, because now I have the tool that is Juice Plus. Like, the tool is like this big. It's a huge tool that I'm using in my day-to-day life just to change how people see their own lives.
Yeah. So, it's okay. So this is actually leading perfect into what I wanted to bring up next. So I wanted to take a moment and kind of involve everybody on the Zoom. So just use the chat box if you can, and if you want to participate. And then I'm also going to ask, I'm going to say a couple, I almost said Sharon again, Gabby's going to say a couple, and then Denzel is. So I just want to ask, and then again, feel free to put in the comments. If you can think of like your dream job or your dream career, what would be a couple things that are like no negotiables for you, like things that you really want? So we'll just start with Gabby. Give me a couple.
Yeah, so really, I know you're about to touch on some that I think of as well, but for me personally, it's having a sense of purpose and passion that is meaningful, that I can transfer to others. I didn't say yes to someone else's sale of a product. I said yes to someone selling me on myself. That's what this company is. I said yes to my health with the products, and I've never felt better or more confident in that. But I also got to say yes to my personal growth. I have my hands on my own business now. I have my own virtual franchise now. I'm creating the life I want for myself with a business plan that works and is basically handed to you on this platter of success, and the company wants to see us do well. And no one is getting in the way of my goals except me. So that's where the never-ending growth comes in. So I love that I can create and be.
I'm jotting these down because I'm going to go over them again in a minute, but I'm also writing people's in the comments. They're saying, I want to be a stay-at-home dog mom and one-day real mom, freedom, my own boss, unlimited earning potential, time freedom, extravagant income. Denzel, what about you? Anything that hasn't been said yet? I know we're throwing a lot of
I must have creative freedom. And I mean creative freedom in the sense of time freedom, and then the monetary, means to travel around the world, see the different architecture and study the architecture, buy these materials because they're cheap during this time of the year. I gotta have that creative freedom, and then from that, I just take it and change lives with it, and it just turns over and turns over, and it grows and builds the more lives that you touch. And like I've started it already, kind of, sort of, so early in this business, and I just can't wait to I plan on implementing this into like Eco Village communities so they can see how much easier it is, and they receive validation that what they're doing is actually feasible. Because I mean, I think you could be in the middle of Antarctica working this business as long as they got Wi-Fi.
And I love that.
You got the phone, you can work this, you're gonna have a lot of downtime in Antarctica too. It's like that type of thing, I was in traffic. If you're in traffic, boom, send off some educational videos.
And I love what you're saying, because that leads into like what you were talking a lot about, growth and expansion. And I think that leads into what financial freedom, and we want to be able to grow ourselves so much that we get rewarded for that with the time freedom and the financial freedom. So I agree.
So some of the things popping up in the comments: making my own schedule, traveling, extravagant income, no glass ceiling, positive environment, options. I'm going to add a holiday bonus because
yes.
like we're just being we're being extravagant here all around.
All out.
having options, things like that. Okay, so I have a little list. Okay, so let's go through, and Gabby and Denzel, we're gonna say if our business does this. So does our business give you a purpose?
Oh,
Without
yeah.
a doubt.
Does this benefit offer, or does this business offer you health benefits after a while?
After a while,
Absolutely.
Yes.
we'll get there.
Does this business offer you financial freedom?
Yes.
Check.
Without a doubt, yo.
Check.
Does this business offer you time freedom?
Oh yeah, check.
Check. Stay at home, like ability to stay at home if you want.
Check.
Check. Ability to be my own boss. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Travel if you want. Check. Options. Check. Holiday bonus. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Extravagant income. Check. You guys get the point. Like,
Yeah.
so like the reason we wanted to show you guys this is to get you really thinking about what you want in life and the fact that you deserve it. So realistically, kind of going back to the fact that we live in a world where this is literally the wellness industry is like a multi-trillion-dollar industry and rising.
It's booming.
So, you know, it's very obvious at this point, we would all benefit, especially our generation, from multiple streams of income. Even smarter, can you find a stream of income that is passive? It's not consuming your time. You're not clocking in, clocking out. And so then the question plagues, what side income? What business? How do you choose, right? So maybe going into, maybe we can briefly touch on for a second, or I could ask each one of you, what specifically appealed to you about this business with all the others in the world? Like maybe Denzel, let's start with you.
Saw the compensation plan, and then I got my first bit of success, which happened so fast because it's about calling mom and dad or brother and sister. And then you see, matter of fact, no, scratch all that. It's this community. Because I remember my first lunch and learn, it was like New Year's lunch and learn, and we were doing the vision boards. And by the way, I've checked up a lot of stuff on that vision board faster than I even expected. But I thought it was just a New Year's thing. Like everybody join this Zoom for New Year's and talk about what we're gonna do. No, we do this twice a week, building ourselves up. Everybody's working on themselves and how they share just anything with anybody, just conversation and relationships. That's what Juice Plus has done for me. It's taught me how to just lead with my heart when I'm talking to folk and not trying to get to a point that I see for them. Because a lot of times you gotta let people see things for themselves after you observe, like what they'll tell you what they see for themselves, and then you just run it back to them and ask, is this something that you might want to look into? Like, can I send you some videos on this? And it just takes off from there because people will see the value in the things when they hear your heart for what you have for them.
And that's what I love about this business. Like I've never had to feel like a salesperson. I cannot be a salesperson. I genuinely just love people. I love caring about people. I love connecting. I love making like those deep friendships that you're like, we're going to be friends forever. And I can't tell you how many of those people I've met in this community, both of you, like I wouldn't have met either of you. And then to constantly have that ongoing support and that belief system, but also it's backed by longevity and amazing business plan. It's like, I remember in the beginning, I was constantly asking like, what's the catch? What's the catch? What's the catch? What's the catch? Because there's literally no catch. Like you realize this should be the same for every company. Like,
right. And you can really tell how much the company cares in you and how they want you to be successful. They make it so that you can be and you can do what you want in life, what we're telling you. And not only that, they care so much about its customers. The thing that really drew me in was that around that time that I got introduced to it, I was trying to take back control of my health, but whatever. And now I'm getting so much knowledge and learning how just these fruits and vegetables concentrated can do so much for you, like there's so much research behind it that proves that it works, and knowing that and getting all that knowledge from this community and feeling so loved from getting all that knowledge. How could I know this and not be like, let me see what I can do with it, and knowing about those products and what it's actually being proven to do. Not only that, now I can create my own business out of it, and how, like you said, you care about other people and they care about us too. And the fact that we can integrate that and care so much is what's really important.
It's funny too, because when I had somebody ask me recently, not too long ago, if the person who introduced you to Juice Plus didn't introduce it to you, how would you feel? And I was like, what? Like, what? Like, I was like offended. So it really sunk deep in that moment. Like, it is like, it really is my mission. Like, and I feel like I'm doing somebody a disservice if I don't introduce them to this community, if I don't bring them to this, and at least give them the opportunity, because realistically, if I wasn't given the opportunity, I would have never known. And it's completely changed my life.
Right. In all aspects.
I'll say, like, I sat on this for a whole year. That made a mistake. Waiting a whole year to do. It was a mistake. I kept watching the Tower Garden Zooms. I think it was the Hicks sisters Tower Garden calls. And then one day it just clicked. It just doggone clicked. I'm like, this is so valuable. What was I looking at? And then from that day forward, it's just changed my life, like how I want to play. And let me say, like, another part of my vision, like very personal to me, is like the healing that I want to provide to the football community, because there's a lot going on. There's definitely a lot going on, just like how much pharmaceuticals you have to take in order to play the game. It's a lot going on in that aspect on so many fronts, like this is providing so much healing for the world. And I've had calls from my uncles and stuff talk about their blood pressure leveling out after being in back and forth to the emergency room. I mean, I can't have no bigger effect right now with what I do, because it takes time for houses to be built. I mean, just like you got to build your own temple, your body, but like, like this is something that's so direct. It's direct.
And those stories, like your uncle, like those are what really drives me too. It's like hearing what it can do for somebody else, not even just me, is also, very driving.
I think, the biggest thing I like to remember is, and this is anything in life, but particularly pertaining to things you want in life and you want to pursue, time is passing anyway. So when I said yes to this mission 2.5 years ago, if I wouldn't have said yes and made the decision to start to actively tap into this, nothing would have changed. So it's like, it goes back to, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And it starts with ourselves. And I've realized, every single person is levelly capable of doing this business. It's just a matter of us getting out of our own way.
And worthy.
It's exactly realizing your worth. And, I want to kind of bring up this quote because I know that Denzel and Gabby and I were talking about this earlier, particularly pertaining to the product and our confidence in it, because we were speaking earlier about how even when like we didn't fully have confidence in ourselves, we've always had full confidence in our products, in our business and all of that. And Dr. Dubois shares this quote over and over again that says, there is literally nothing else available in the entire world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus does in the body. That gives me chills every time I hear it, and I feel so compelled to share it with people. And I know Gabby and Denzel and I are like, we can't say it more, like, we need more of us on this mission. We need, like, think of it like we're a bunch of soldiers loading up into our helicopters, and it's like we're all being dropped off in different parts of the world to go out and spread this mission. And you're being rewarded along the way with compensation and love and community and all that. And this whole list, guys. So wrapping it up in the last 5 minutes, we wanted to, before we say like our final things, we wanted to just kind of open up the chat box for anybody that might have any question or comment or anything like that. And then I guess in the meantime, while people are dropping comments, we can kind of say our last thoughts each, if you guys want.
I mean, I say that this company there's a promotion going on in the company right now for the summer. They made it free for you to start working this business. And I see why they did it, because they see the need. And not only the need, they see how much effect that is having on people's lives. And so this is a very special time right now, y'all. Like, if you feel if you're like 30%, I think I want to do this, the rest of the community will fill in at 70%. And that 30% will grow over time.
I'm so glad you brought up what they're doing right now this summer, because this company is 50 years old and they've never done this for 3 months you know what? It's like, it's one thing to be able to bless people with our products and introduce them to it, and then it's another thing to be able to give them the gift of our business. But on top of that, being able to be like, hey, we know how life's been hard in the last year or so. So here's an opportunity for free to grow your own endless, the sky is not the limit income. So what I really want to say is, and I kind of touched on this last time, was I really, really would love more than anything for every single person to get off this call tonight and sit with yourself and seriously ask yourself what you want out of life. And if you want more, and there's even an ounce of you that wants more, ask yourself, why not you? Why not this? Why not more?
Yeah.
What about you, Gabs?
I agree with that statement. I mean, we're all worthy of it, and we're not sitting here telling you how great we're doing just tell you how great we're doing. We're doing this because we want you to have that opportunity as well, so why not come and join us? I love that the company is doing that. Usually it's a small portion a year to create your own business, but now in the summer they're making it free for you. And out of all of that great list that Britt put down, if that's what you want, maybe you should do a little bit more of your research and ask us questions, ask the person who invited you more, dig a little bit deeper if you're not sure yet, because you're the only person that's standing in your way, and I think we all deserve it.
Yeah, Carrington's asking great questions. She's asking some good questions. You want to answer them, Britt?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
How can you build clientele and partners outside of the family? Is there a system that what we do?
Oh yeah, for sure, a system. And it's such a solid system. And it's like, in my opinion, it's a fail-proof system, and in many other people's opinions too. But there's a total system in place. It's very simple. And one of my favorite things, many things I love about this business, but one of my favorite things is, as far as marketing goes, we all share everything. Like, if Gabby posts a picture of her tower garden or capsules in her hand, I don't even have to ask her if I can use that picture. It's just automatically yes. We share in Juice Plus. And you want to know something funny? Can I just tell you guys real quick? Gabby, Denzel, and I, not on the same team. We don't make money off each other. We just love each other. We met each other in the community, and we love growing together.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I love about the business. You get to pick who you want to work with. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've learned from Gabby with just how, like, just little things that you do. Like, I'll answer your question directly, Carrington. How do you market outside of your family? There are a lot of people that's looking for solutions that you don't even know until you just start talking with them. Just have the conversation about life. How's your family? How's your job doing? You having fun now and then? Like, no, your energy's down. Like, what have you been doing for you? It's just a conversation. That's all this is. Just a relationship builder. And yeah, go ahead, Gabby.
Being mindful about the people around you is what I'm learning. And I'm learning to, if I hear something, ask more questions, be involved. And another thing I want to say to you, Carrington, with that question is, think about how many times you've shared your favorite book. Think about how many times you've shared what restaurant you love. Think about how many times you said, oh my God, you really got to get this, That's basically what it is. It's just sharing something we love and we know works, and just naturally just being like, hey, you got to try this. It's been really well for me. So I love that it's just a fun community that you're just sharing what you love.
Yeah, those were great questions. So I am, just to, honor everybody's time, it's 8:30, about 30 minutes, which is exactly what we were trying to do. So yay us. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us and taking the time to learn more, to listen to us millennials, to listen to, because realistically, like, let's be real, we're the future of this company. And it fires me up. So please join us.
Yeah, I don't know what to think because I'm so charged to just, it's hard for me to look at the numbers because they're doggone huge. Like they keep coming and growing every month. I'm like, I'm gonna just go share this because if it'll take me more time to type up how much I'm gonna make and all that. Then it just go start having conversations, planting seeds and following up. Like Juice Plus, fruits and vegetables, Divine Ripen.
Yeah. The last thing
Denzel summed it up. The sky is not the limit.
last thing I wanted to say is really just don't thank us, thank yourselves for being here tonight and watching the recording. If you're watching a recording, just thank yourself for giving yourself that time to branch and learn a little bit more with us. So we thank you all, and get with the person who invited you if you want to also dive into a little bit more.
And this is my favorite part of the Zoom. Everybody, you can unmute yourself now.
Unmute, say anything you want. We want to see your face.
How good of a job did we do?
You can stop recording now too.
I'll
Thank
stop
you.
recording.
Good night.
Hold on.
Thank you, guys.